Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez says the war in Iran is illegal. Sanchez has firmly opposed the escalation from day one of the war, refusing to allow the US military forces to use air bases in Spain.
And I think that the message that
we are against this war because it is illegal. There's no reason behind it. And it's causing a lot of damage. Civilians, of course, refugees, and the economic consequences of the whole war, especially this global south, is already suffering.
Connected with the rest of the wars that we have witnessed over.
Sanchez's equivocal denunciation came as European leaders gather for a summit in Brussels. Sanchez also urged the European Union to play an active role and push for a diplomatic solution to the conflict.
Europe is based on the principles of multilateralism and shared decisions, not unilateral international law, peace, respect of a peaceful coexistence between nations and society. Once more, what is being questioned once again in this case, with the war in Iran. A war that the Spanish government and, I would say, the entirety of Spanish society has condemned from the first moment. We do not support it and think it is illegal.
At the Brussels meeting, the European Union called for a moratorium on strikes against energy and water facilities. The bloc's leaders also called for de-escalation and maximum restraint, the protection of civilians and civilian infrastructure, and full respect of international law by all parties. Europe has also been pushing back against Trump's call to join the defense of Hormuz. His appeal to other world powers to help reopen the strait has not received an enthusiastic response. 7 nations have offered help, but most of them say that any military aid will come only after a ceasefire. In a letter to the UN Security Council, the US presented its international legal justification for the military campaign. The letter cites self-defense. However, the Trump administration has struggled to outline the threat from Iran. US has been claiming that Iran was close to getting nuclear bombs, but its own intelligence assessment seems to present a different picture.
Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was an imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime?
The intelligence community assessed that Iran maintained the intention to rebuild and to continue to grow their nuclear enrichment capability.
Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, yes or no?
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
False. This is the worldwide, this is the world.
On the other hand, Israel is hinting at taking the war to the next level. Prime Minister Netanyahu says the attack from the air are not enough to topple the regime.
It is often said that you can't do revolutions from the air. That is true. You can't do it only from the air. You can do a lot of things from the air, and we're doing, but there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the liberty of not sharing with you all those possibilities.